Sure. Are you all set?
Just about.
Okay. Thank you guys for coming here today. I know that you've been very patient and waiting and what's going on. I know there's a lot of police activity here in the neighborhood and behind me. So what we have today is shortly after 2:30, we had a 911 call that there was a shooting that occurred in the area behind me here on Tremont and Ravine. So it was on Ravine, just north of Tremont. We received information that there was some vehicles involved and that we had a couple victims. When officers arrived on scene, they did locate a shooting victim. So far we have 2 shooting victims. These are both former GRPS students, not current GRPS students. They're both teenagers, unsure of their age, and both of them suffered minor, what appears to be a gunshot wound, and they're currently being treated at GRPS. Now, I know you've all been watching the traffic behind me and listening to the scanner. There are several traffic stops going on around, most notably, there's one a few blocks from here at 11th and Valley or Van Buren. That vehicle is involved. We still do have one vehicle that's outstanding that officers have a BOL for right now and are looking for. We do not have any suspects in custody in this case. So again, we have 2 teenage victims, minor injuries, former GRPS students. No one involved that we can find is a GRPS student, nor did this happen on GRPS campus. Again, initially it's so close to the school that parents might be concerned or administrators might be concerned that this was school related. This is not school related at all that we're able to determine so far. So that's a good thing. We're still working to locate that vehicle that's outstanding right now. We're working closely with the city bus. We're working closely with the school security to obtain any video before the incident, immediately after the incident, to try to track down any leads and information that might help us identify who's responsible for this shooting. It is important to know also that scanner traffic, just to clear things up, we did have a neighbor that intervened in this shooting. So he did come out and he stopped this shooting that was happening while it was going on. So to clear that up, we'll be able to add more details later, but there was a neighbor that was involved on Ravine that stopped this shooting from taking place.
Sergeant,
what questions do you have so far?
What can you tell us about the vehicle you're looking for?
I cannot tell you any information about that vehicle. We do not want to, we want to relay accurate information to you, and the details are very sketchy at this time. So the officers are aware of what we have right now, what information, and we're actively pursuing that vehicle and what information we do have so far.
Do you believe you're looking for multiple suspects right now, or an individual?
Right. The information that we have so far, there were multiple people in this vehicle as the shooting occurred. The shooting occurred from inside that vehicle, outside to the vehicle, and that's the vehicle we're looking for. The information we have is there were multiple people in that vehicle.
The victim, was he or she in a vehicle?
To the information that we have right now, to the best of our knowledge, yes, they were in a vehicle, and that vehicle remains here on scene.
This was a drive-by, 2 vehicles, 2 people got hurt from one shooting.
Correct. The information that we have is that a victim did flee, and that's the traffic stop that you are here going on at 11th and Van Buren.
Are both victims from the same vehicle?
To the best of my knowledge, yes.
Was this happening as school was being let out?
This was after school let out, correct.
I know that you said former GRPS students, but does the significance of how close this happened to Union High School, is that significant at all or just coincidental?
Well, because we don't know exactly what happened, obviously this is extremely significant to the parents of the students that go to Union High School. Naturally, they're concerned for their student safety. We're working closely with GRPS. We can confirm that this did not happen on school property. No one involved so far has been a GRPS student. They're former GRPS students, so that is reassuring, and we have the full support of GRPS. Their security is here right now pulling video for us and giving us statements of what they know. So assuring them and the parents for their students here that right now they are safe, and the director of GRPS security is communicating this information to parents directly as we speak.
Is this impacting after school activities at all?
I cannot speak to that. I don't know what GRPS has after school or activities they do or do not have tonight.
You say these wounds were minor. Are they currently being treated?
I don't know if they're currently being treated. I do know that they were taken to an area hospital with minor wounds. Whether they're going to accept or refuse treatment, I don't know that.
Can you speak to where on the body these gunshot wounds might have been?
I cannot. I do not know.
Did you say how the neighbor intervened? what happened exactly there?
That's still under investigation. We're speaking to him as we speak, and it'd be premature for me to tell you how he intervened at all.
He was not one of the injured, though.
He was not injured, no.
Both victims were in the same vehicle, is that what you're saying?
To the best of our knowledge, yes.
Okay, and then the driver fled, is that? I'm sorry, is that what you're saying, 11th and Van Buren, or?
We have multiple vehicles involved. The vehicle that the victims were originally on is still on scene. One victim stayed here, another victim fled in a third vehicle, and we stopped that at 11th and Van Buren. There's one vehicle that the suspects were in that's still outstanding, and that's the suspect vehicle and occupants that we're looking for right now.
Are you going to release what that car looks like as you're searching for it, or is that something that you guys are holding off for?
Right now we're holding on to that. We're going to work whatever angle we can. If we need the public's assistance in tracking that down, then we will release that. Generally, we'd only release that if we have some concrete descriptions and our efforts are exhausted.
Would you expect that vehicle to have damage? You said shots were fired from in the vehicle?
I don't have that information, Leanne. Yeah.
Can you speak to if they are using canines to track any of these suspects?
We did do a canine track from the site of the shooting, and we did not locate anyone on that track.
Catherine, do you think it's related about the guys being getting shot yesterday on Granville Avenue?
We haven't made that connection. We will certainly look at that. We, as an investigative effort, we always look to try to connect. Again, we've talked about this before. We don't want to find out today's suspect from yesterday's victim or vice versa. We will look at previous crime as an investigative tool, but it's too soon to connect this shooting today to any crime that's happened in the past week.
Thanks, sir.
All right.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Yeah. So the shooting itself happened at the intersection of Tremont and Ravine.
No, it happened on Ravine.
On Ravine.
Yep, north of Tremont, halfway up the block. I'm not sure what that street north of Tremont is, what that next one parallels, but it's mid-block.
Okay, so
is where the